that you could ever possibly need and want. And I do truly wish you all the best, okay? Um, so I'm going to try to get through these readings because of time constraints on my end. But, I don't want to shortchange the messages for you, so let's get into it. Um, it's crunch time, and it is, pretty much about hitting the ground running, taking care of responsibilities. And I don't know why, but if the last few weeks you've been doing a lot of traveling, you've been doing a lot. There's a lot of movement I felt for you guys within the past 2 weeks, where you are traveling, you're being wine and dine, you're with somebody, and someone is taking really good care of you, footing all the bills and things like that. So I remember that energy. And I also remember as well that, now it's almost like going back to reality, going back to this situation where, things are getting real, and the pace is catching up. It's almost like if the past 2 weeks felt very surreal, dreamlike, and almost like a honeymoon phase. This is the next 2 weeks will be crunch time. Okay, so I want you to get your head in the game, put your thinking cap on, because now we're back to reality. Okay, so unfortunately, that's just what I'm seeing here. When I was shuffling out the spread for you, what I saw was, I see this, it's like a highway. So it's like a highway with the lanes, and I see something moving forward. So it's almost like driving in your car and you're going through the straight highway. And then I feel like everything is enclosed in this circle, and it's a really dark circle. So it feels like it's a night scene. And then there are little dots of stars twinkling within this circle, this tunnel, and you're moving forward. Okay, so it's almost reminding me of the fact that you're moving on, you're moving forward, and things are not all peaches and rosy and rainbows and lollipop at this point, but you're getting closer and closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. You're starting to see little flickers of light kind of breaking through. And I also feel like many of you are starting to get a lot more in touch with your intuition, with your spirit guides, or even it's almost like you're definitely being divinely guided in the right direction. So the circle, the tunnel also indicates to me as well, honing your focus, being very, very, very disciplined, tackling things one at a time, making sure that you deal with them thoroughly before you jump onto the next things. You guys are much better when you're not multitasking, okay? And then I also feel like, this sense of divine protection, you're being led in the right path. So if you have been wondering, why did my life meander? Why did I have to take this rather than a straightforward route? Why did my life have to veer off in different directions? And then, it's like all over the place. And am I on the right track? I feel like your guides are telling you you're definitely on the right track. You had to take detours along the way, but you found your way back. And these detours are not, in the greater scheme of things, they're not setbacks. You had to, for example, your path, let's say your path is straight, and then for whatever reason it veered off into the right, and you experienced something, maybe some disappointment, some setbacks. For some of you, I feel like financial loss. For others, I feel like a lot of family obligations that derailed you from your dreams. So for example, you wanted to go to school, but then family needs you. You had to work, and you had to work full time to support the family, or you had to, the needs of your parents called out to you, and you had to pursue a specific course, or pursue something where there's a lot more money so that you could take care of them. So you had to let go of your dreams and your aspirations because of other responsibilities. So I feel like your path kind of veered off to the right, and you're just like, I wonder what it would have been like if, I went the other route. But I feel like what they're telling you is all roads converge, okay? everything comes back together. You had to take this little detour because there was a very important lesson that you needed to learn. So whatever you felt have been setbacks or detours or delays in your life, they needed to happen because you needed to really know and understand what it is that you truly, truly, truly want. At the end of the day, what is it that I really, really want? And I feel like, you don't let setbacks and obstacles detract you from your ultimate path. And because of that, all the roads will converge and you're once again headed in the right direction. Okay, so I feel like it's a very beautiful image, but at the same time, there is still a lot of work here. Delay gratification is what I'm sensing, and this is something you definitely can appreciate. You guys are quite disciplined, and you have you've made a lot of sacrifices, I feel, for other people, and you've made a lot of sacrifices. It's almost like self-discipline in order to achieve things, okay? So this is a concept that is not foreign to you. What I feel here is needing to it's almost like needing to form and reshape our mental processes, needing to refine our communication, needing to have a better process when it comes to learning. So I'm seeing a lot of people I feel a lot of people needing to have a better system, needing to have a better process, developing a better routine, developing a better schedule for yourself, because I feel like every minute counts and you want to make sure that you're productive and efficient, best that you can be. And so you're letting a lot of frivolous activities, things that might have been fun, you're foregoing that because I feel like you want the time to devote to something. I see, this is the Wheel of Fortune, but it's somebody almost like sharpening the knives, okay? It's almost like sharpening our communication skills, sharpening our mind, sharpening our problem-solving skills, and being able to hone in and sharpen our communication as well. And the sword energy, well, in this particular picture anyways, it deals heavily with the way we think, the way we solve problems, the way we analyze situations, and the ways in which we strategize in order to get ahead. Okay? I see some people, you and possibly a few other people, eyeballing or eyeing a position in the work environment. I feel like some vacancies will open up, and it's a very desirable position. And honestly, you have the skills and the capabilities. You definitely should apply for it. But I see you kind of like this. Oh no, it's okay. I'll let the other people have it, or I'll pass. And you do it in a very nonchalant type of a way. And I feel like there deep down is almost this sense of, I'm not sure if I apply for it, if I'm going to get it. I'm not sure if they're going to choose me over all the other people that are applying. So there's definitely self-esteem, self-confidence issues that I'm sensing. And I feel like, you have the skills and the expertise. You definitely should go for it and don't shortchange yourself. But I see you're at a point where you're comfortable where you're at and you feel like I can stay here, for possibly another 2 years and make it work. And then, after 2 years, I'll possibly apply for that higher up position. But I feel like, opportunities come once in a lifetime. And so it's really important for us to grab opportunities as they come. Okay. But I once again, I understand that you guys know, and you have a really clear, assessment of your capabilities. So for whatever reason, whatever your reason is for not applying for this or not doing this, I do feel a little bit is self-esteem, like probably 50% of it is self-esteem. And then 50% of it is like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Okay. And so, recognizing that, are you not doing it out of fear, or are you just really comfortable where you're at and you don't feel like you want to put in your candidacy? Okay, so that's just something I want you to really look at for the next 2 weeks. You have a lot of love and support. a lot of love and support. And I feel like for some of you, this is a significant other, somebody who's working behind the scenes. I feel like a spiritual mentor, an emotional mentor, somebody who's telling you, you can do it. I believe in you, like your own personal cheerleader. It's almost like they're constantly hovering, like, on over your shoulders, or like that angel devil. But I feel like their energy is very spiritual. Okay. So this is somebody who really cares about you unconditionally, and they're guiding you in the right direction. They're doing things behind the scenes to facilitate, to ease things for you. So, for example, if you have a lot of work, they always have food ready. They always, make sure that they take care of your needs. Okay. If you are working odd hours, for example, they really try to accommodate you. They might, clean the house. They might do a lot of behind the scenes things to make life easier for you. And I also feel very, very, very strong spiritual protection. Somebody that has passed on, a male figure, okay? Possibly from the father side of the family, somebody that's kind of like watching over your shoulders. I see this strong guardian angel aspect, guarding over your shoulder, watching over your shoulders, helping you avoid car accidents. Be very careful when you're driving. Make sure you don't speed. Make sure, please do just, don't go for unnecessary joyrides, and try a little bit more to, just, you guys are really cautious. It's not you I'm worried about. I feel like it's more other people, other drivers, other people on the road. So whatever you do, just try your best to, minimize the time that you're actually on the road, okay? Sorry about that. I'm trying to, my phone just came on. So you have some strong guardian protection coming through for the next 2 weeks. And whenever that comes through, I feel like it's such a blessing, but at the same time, I feel like there are warning signs regarding some specific aspect in your life. There was a situation in the past where we bit off more than we could chew. And we don't want a repeat of that. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay, I have here the Ace of Swords. And I have here the Ten of Wands. Overestimating or underestimating how difficult something would be, how time consuming, how I feel like you guys underestimated the difficulty level of something. And you know that you had to do it. You know that you had to take care of it, but you didn't anticipate that it was going to be so time consuming, so difficult, so you didn't think it was going to be so draining. Okay, for some of you, this is like having children, having to take care of them, and then realizing that it's more than you could handle. You might need some assistance. You might need, childcare. You might need a babysitter. You might need a nanny. You might need some type of a outside help regarding this situation. For others of you, this is something regarding your acquisition of knowledge. And I feel like it might be school. It might be the workload. It might be training. It might be communicating or teaching or doing something, mentoring another person. It was very, very time consuming. And it was a situation where I feel like, the outcome didn't come out the way that you wanted. You're learning from past experiences, and you are not going to put yourself in this situation. So you're doing everything within your power to not let this repeat. Okay. So I feel it's almost like we don't sit there and sulk over things and the way that we feel they should be. You guys pick yourselves up your own bootstraps. You dust yourself off and you try again with the knowledge from the previous time that you have failed. So I feel like there's a very empowering energy here about, learning from past mistakes. Okay. Not underestimating something, but at the same time, not letting fear get the best of you. Okay. But I feel like whatever the situation has been, I see something that was, the past 10 months or the past 5 months. It just, it felt to me to be very difficult, and you didn't think it was going to be that hard. And I also feel like it did dampen your self-esteem a little bit, but now you're just like, wait a minute, I've learned from it. I'm not going to blame anybody but myself, or, I'm not going to blame other people or circumstances. I'm going to take it with great strides. So I feel like you're getting yourself a lot more centered, and you're looking at the situation like it's a great learning experience. I'm glad it happened regardless. Now I can, work on improving my skills, improving my processes so that this situation doesn't happen again. For some of you, I feel like it's going to school and possibly doing everything that you can in order to ace an exam, and feeling like you didn't do, like you could have done more. Okay, don't beat yourself up over it. I feel like it was a very difficult process. 10 of Wands. It was unexpected as well. Okay, it's almost like you knew that you had, like, for example, 5 things that you had to take care of, and you're like, oh, okay, it's going to be hard, but then I'm going to do it. So then you anticipate these 5 things, but then along the way other responsibilities get thrown on top of these 5 things, and before you know it, it became difficult doing things to enhance your processes. You're doing things to enhance your knowledge base. You're doing things in a more systematic manner so that you can get everything done. And it's going to be great, okay? Finances looks very, very good. Once again, there's that opportunity that's available if you choose to go for it. I see you're contemplating this choice. There's another person in your midst in the work environment, possibly. The person seems to me to be a little bit more, you feel like they're more suitable for that role, and I think they're going to apply for it too. And you feel like they're going to get that role. So you don't want to be, competing against them, is what I'm sensing. And so you're kind of mulling this over, and may the best candidate win. And I feel like don't just depersonalize it. Don't make it into a thing. Don't make it awkward. Don't make it seem like a competition, because I feel like the other person is eyeing you as their competitor as well. So I see this back and forth between, like, should I apply for it? I might be up against this person, things like that. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else I need to focus on here. You're trying to be very diplomatic to avert some type of a conflict. And I feel like somebody is telling you something that you already know about yourself that you don't really want to admit. I'm sorry for the fireworks in the background. I'm doing this like, there's some things that, we already know. We don't need somebody to bring it up. And so I see a little bit of conflict avoidance here. And I also feel it's almost like, let bygones be bygones. Let's not dwell on and bring up this topic every single time. And that's what I'm sensing here. And I feel like for some of you, if you are in a relationship, I see there's somebody who might be soliciting you from outside the relationship. What I have here is the Lovers. And I see you turning down this opportunity for temptation, turning down that person, turning down the offer. 4 of Cups once again. Okay, and it's almost like, no, I've got a really good relationship partner who really loves me, who emotionally fulfills me, who takes care of me, who's a great caretaker to our children. So I have a lot to lose. And I don't want to, get into a pattern where I'm making decisions that are not good for me personally, but also for the people that I love. So I feel like you're turning down offers. If you're in a relationship, you're like, I'm good. I have somebody that I love. I have somebody that I really care about. And for some of you, you could be dealing here with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This could be the person that you're turning down, or this could be your relationship partner, where you feel like, out of the dignity and the respect and the love that I have for this person, I'm not going to stray. I'm going to do right by them. So I feel there's a lot of love and support coming through with relationship partners. And I feel like you're trying to create this space where you focus on yourself and you work on yourself and you take care of your responsibilities. But you're doing it with a sense of like, I'm mature now. This is what I need to do. It's not like this sense of obligation. I feel like you're realizing this is important to me. This is what I need to do. It could be school, it could be work, it could be relationships. And then you're also creating this space, it's almost like the sanctity of marriage or the sanctity of relationship, where you're honoring your commitment to, whoever it is that you're involved with, and you're not letting anybody or anything interfere with these two very sacred things in your life. Okay, I hope the reading is helpful. I feel like we're turning over a new leaf. I see a lot of changes that have happened for you guys, and I feel like you guys have been through some hard things, but you're coming out clean on the other side. And now we know what Capricorns. You guys are one of my favorite signs, and I don't know why I keep running into you guys, but you guys are also my best teachers. Okay, so I really honor and respect you guys, especially for the gentle way in which you deal with people. You care about people, but it's also in a very detached manner, and it's also in a very understanding, in a very soulful manner, and you want everyone to thrive and to do well, okay? And you're so patient as well. I wish you all the best. Please take care of yourself. Focus on those two sacred things that you hold dear to your heart, and that's what needs to be the focal point for this month at least. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys soon.